bikes. Winter is almost over. We're gonna be able to ride. Let's see if we can get you guys going, huh? And I brought gifts. It's not donuts, but it's high quality Harley mirrors. Wonderful. Welcome back, everyone, to another Bleak Rides. Today we're going to be talking about using Filmora's editing software. But first, coffee. Does any real vlog, does any real project start without coffee? Some people start with tea, some maybe a cigarette, but for me, coffee, coffee, coffee. Hey friends, so we're at the computer. First, let's get started by opening Filmora. Well, everybody, did you like that? Did you hate it? You'll have to let me know in the comments below. That was an hour of my time building all this. What is this digital scramble, this crazy chaos? Well, that's a whole lot of editing, I guess. I'm no expert, but I've been at this a while, and I'm going to share with you some of the tricks I've picked up from taking videos like this, unedited, rather raw, no denoise, no transitions, no titles, nothing dynamic, long pauses, awkward cuts, strange sounds, and bad lighting. With Filmora, or whatever you have to edit your videos with, you can do a lot. There's a whole lot of ways to clean things up, make things clear, bring your vision into focus, while still putting your unique touch or spin on it. That is the power of editing. So let's get into just a couple basics, and if this video does well, maybe I'll do another where I cover some of the more technical stuff. So here we have the raw, unmessed with new file. All I've done is opened a new project. We're going to go in here and load our videos. Into the suite. Now we have the ability to load them onto our editing table. This is all the building blocks of where we start from. Video after video after video. Well, clips. These are all clips that we're going to continue to work on, make a little better. Take a moment, and now you try. Were you able to get your clips loaded into the editing suite? You're doing great. Let's move on to a little bit more. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to swap back and forth between our finished product and this pre-product. Starting off, I'm going to pull up some effects. It's a little dark. I'm in a shadow in this shot, and I need to not only trim it back, but bring some light into it. So hitting play, hey look, I'm out of the shot. Using our clipper tool, which is what this is, scissors, razor, however you want to describe it, we can cut off that bad chunk, sliding over our video, leaving us just the clean shot that I wanted. This really helps in making your videos look professional or cleaning them up. Now, back to our effects. Sunny days. Oh, sunny day. Perfect. Look at that. Sunshine template. Let's try it out. A nice little sun ray moving across our screen. Beautiful. Then it goes away, and I enter. I love it. From here, we're ready for our next section. Bringing it up to speed, we have our quick camera tilt. Now, it wasn't terrible, but it could be cleaned up a bit. That's where transitions come into play. Transitions leave you a world of fun. Well, what do I want to do? Let's go over to popular. That looked fun. Double check our work. And it makes it a little more fun. I like it. Let's leave that. I know I get the garage door open, but I wanted an edit from inside the garage, or a cut. Probably butchering this. Everyone's going to tune out. Get rid of that. Pull this over. Now we're ready for this. Cut that. Get rid of that. Now we have me opening the garage door with the animal hole for the cats that hide out in my garage during the winter. This is very long. This is incredibly long. We're going to smooth that down. You got edge tools with Filmora. You can just grab the edge of something and make it smaller. You don't have to slice and dice all the time. Often it's just easier to grab the little edge tool and make sure you're on the clip. You'll highlight the clip. You'll see it's highlighted. The clip is highlighted. I can highlight whatever clip I'm working on. If you don't do that, you can mess stuff up. Luckily, they've included a undo option. I also want to talk about aspect. When you're doing different projects, you may want to create them for different reasons. Maybe for Instagram, maybe for standard, maybe for business, maybe just widescreen like I often use for my YouTube content, which is a full screen. If I was going to post this to just Instagram, I might do this one by one. There's a second way to make these later after we go to export. We'll get into that a bit later. So cancel, cancel. Again, that option is right here, the little TV screen. Hit that, change project, aspect ratio. Okay, so here I am standing in the garage. Well, in my other edit, I had a nice dynamic shot that once I opened the garage door, ta-da, there I am, so cut. I had an effect of shake. Trying to make it dynamic. I want you to be entertained. Extreme shake. Throw that in there. Something like that. Oh, wow! It's extreme! And here I am. I think this goes on for a little bit. I begin to move in. And again, none of that drives my story along, so in fact, right about here, I think I'll cut. And where'd our other video go? And paste. This little cutter tool is also nice because you can grab it and slowly move your frame along. And let's say for argument's sake, we chopped right there. And here's our next fun option. This is very basic stuff. Crop and zoom. Pan and zoom. You just want me to be the focus at the end. You can actually reverse these and do a reverse out, but that's getting ahead of ourselves. Let's keep it simple. Pan and zoom. So now our video will begin slowly, almost like I have a camera person on hand, which I don't. Moving in, zooming in, and making our video a little more involved. I believe somewhere in here I also start adding titles. I'm talking about all the different things you can do as a beginner with the mostly free side of the stuff. I have the paid versions. I have some paid for other stuff, some fluff and some music options. But Filmora is a great place to start. Same with DaVinci. They have a free section. You can pop out one video a month and they're good with it. However, getting into our titles, I have a bunch saved. These are titles I've been using sort of over the years of working on different projects, all that kind of fit my particular style or theme for whatever I'm typically trying to go for. It's taken a while to get this many. So, one of the fun things of titles, this also goes back to our side scroll window. This side scroll window is an important tool. Under view, layout, default. Without that clicked, that view, layout, default, this over here appears in another screen that pops up above everything else and limits what you can see while you're doing it. It's no good. So we want Filmora for beginners. Yay! Animation. Let's do a little fade in, and let's make that take a second longer than, because it usually doesn't flow well if you don't. A lot of this is stuff you'll have to play with. You'll have to learn, what are you trying to do? Get to know all the options on the screen that you see in front of you. Learn what they do. Learn what transitions, effects, filters, and stickers you might like. And when you do, click the little star so that you can save them and go back to them later when you want to use them again. Now, I have also mentioned music. Music can be a tough spot for a lot of people. Sometimes it's too loud, sometimes it's too low, you don't even hear it at all. Sometimes it's really aggressive music that doesn't, in some opinions, fit the spot. Other times it's too somber. Music is an incredible way to drive your story along, but it has to be done with a lot of balance. Here in a little bit, I'm going to turn the bike on. We're going to get into audio. We're going to get into music. So let's push forward a little bit. Here I'm turning the motorcycle on. Pause. Click this video. Right about here, I chop so that I can just interact with this clip. I haven't made any kind of edit or anything. The bike's on, the bike's loud. Go up here to audio, and then denoise. Right there, denoise. And what is that doing? Well, it's taking some of the heavy pop, 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 boom on your speakers and toning it down. Now, this is a motorcycle video. I want people to hear the bike, but I don't want them to hear it in such a way that it messes up their equipment at home or sounds awful to the ear. So a little denoise can go a long way. And like I said, music. Music is something you'll have to learn to play with. It's not easy. It's often not rewarding. There can be a fair bit of editing involved in just the music sections of a video, and it can make or break that part. I had went with music, search, and I typed in boring. I wanted boring music. Music? Did I go boring? There we go. A boring afternoon, thirsty, what have you. Let's say a boring afternoon. I've got my sound clip. Here's where I love Filmora's little zoom option. So now we have a spot where music is playing. Nice. Now we're on to this clip, not this one, this clip. And we're going to fade it in just a hair because I'm about to start talking. I'm going to bring that down so that there's a nice, this one we could even fade out just a hair so that there's a nice curve for the ear to follow, drop in the audio, moving forward. And then I'd hit this record. I can't now because I'm using my only microphone attached to my system. But I would hit record and begin doing my audio over. Getting through all my audio over. Let's say I finished my audio over here. So I could pull that background music down. And then on this clip, fade in slowly and bring the audio back up to its previous volume. Oh, well that's too long. We got our end video there. Perfect. Now, in a lot of my Bleak Rides videos, you guys will see me use an end. I like putting an end on things because in YouTube, it pops up with your subscribe buttons, or it gives you those options if you did that when you were loading the video. And it also pops up with a place to put your previous, or your other playlist videos. So I like to put an end video. That way it doesn't put it over my actual content. I don't want stuff blocking something I've spent time working on so that you see and, oh look, it's that same cup of coffee. It's that real cup. We're in my real basement. Yep, the basement in the actual video. If I'm wanting you to come along on a story or a ride with me, it's important that I keep that to its section and everything else in its own section. I don't like the bleed over. So I give the end credits a place to be, and I give YouTube's subscribe and playlist buttons a place to be so that everything is in its place when we're done. Now that's a hard crash course on basics of Filmora editing that I use. Let's go back over to the other video. Brr, that my real actual basement is cold. I also said we'd cover overlays. Overlays are something new I'm just picking up, but I enjoy them quite a lot. So let's do one of those and we'll bring this basic or tutorial video to a close. So from this screen, I would take a clip and I'd hit AI tools up here and I'd go AI portrait cutout and let it go. It's going to process for a while, but when it's done, it will have cut out all the background to the best of its ability. One thing to know is try not to move around a lot or you'll make it a lot harder. It'll cut out the background and make you just something, an element that you can add as an overlay on a video and again be able to move around or manipulate, have a lot of fun with. So I've been doing just that. My last couple videos have had overlays. I see a lot of the real fancy YouTubers do a lot of overlay work in their thumbnails. We didn't get into thumbnails in this video. Again, if this video does well, perhaps I'll look at doing something more. Let me know. Let me know by either sharing the video or hitting that like button, won't you?
Class is dismissed.